Hello everybody, my name is Jensen, aka Agency Jack. It has been a week since I put anything out, but the Lord above sent me a car accident to test to see if I was the strongest soldier, and I came out fine. So today I have something a little bit different. I did an interview with my kind of mentor slash friend, Ken, Broken English. I'm linking his shit in the description. He makes great beats and great videos. And yeah, enjoy. So my first question is, when you were first starting out, like what initially drew you to like making music?
Music has always been part of like my identity, even though I didn't really know it. My dad has always been a very big fan of music. Like he saw Prince when he saw Prince opening for Depeche Mode, I think in Australia.
Holy shit.
Like
I don't even know
that's
who
like
Depeche Mode is.
yeah, so Depeche Mode is like some really famous like pop like electronic pop band.
Right.
And he saw Prince opening and like he just casually like dropped there like one day and I'm just like, wait,
Oh
what the
my
fuck? He saw
god, I saw
Prince.
Prince. Yeah. That would be
Right.
insane, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's someone that also introduced to me like Kanye West. Like how
Whoa.
ridiculous is that? Like
That's
he's the
crazy.
one that like he bought graduation CD when it first came out, and I was just like, wait, I'm bumping to Kanye West graduation
Yeah.
in a car. So I think I was like, I don't know when graduation came out again, but I was like not 10, but I think I was like really young. When I found out about music production in 2017, like it was the first thing that I could not stop doing it daily.
Did someone introduce it to you, or did you just like find it on YouTube or something?
For since I was 16, I was very intrigued with like Tyler the Creator and like watching all those videos. I don't think someone introduced it to me. I think I kind of came across the Metro Boomin Razor video, the classic Metro Boomin Razor
Yeah,
video.
yeah, 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 yeah. I know exactly the one you're talking
Yeah,
about, where he's like,
you know exactly what I'm talking
yeah, this is what I know exactly what you're talking about. He's using this big ass Razer laptop. It's like, yeah, use that, bro.
Yeah,
But yeah, no,
yeah,
yeah, I even remember I've
yeah.
seen that exact video. Yeah, for me, it was pretty much exactly that. Like I was obsessed with music, and then I was just like, oh, you need FL Studio to make music, so I need I needed to crack FL Studio. How long, like, would you say it took for you to actually be like, okay, I'm like good at this now? You know what I mean with that? Like, I know that you like might be like still doubting yourself, but like when you actually were like, okay, I kind of have a hold on this.
Honestly, I would say like I gotten really confident with my production last year. So
Wow.
2023, 2022.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is like 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. Yeah, about 5 years
Yeah.
into music production.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say it takes around that as well. I also wanted to ask you another question. For a
Mm.
lot of people that we really love, in terms of making music, Kanye West is like a very important kind of central figure. Their development, is that something that's true for you or not?
Yeah, definitely, dude. Like because of like I started music production sampling. Who's the god of sampling?
Yeah, Kanye West, yeah. I don't know if you heard that song "You Don't Know My Name" by Alicia Keys.
I probably have, but I don't remember the
It's
title.
it's a
Yeah.
Kanye West beat. It's like one of the best beats I've ever heard in my whole life. That song
I'm
is crazy, bro. But
remember
yeah,
that.
you should check that out. It's like one of those classic R&B songs. She talks for like 45 seconds with like a low pass on the whole beat. She's just like hella reverb on it. She's just like, "You look so good right now." Like it's one of that kind of shows. It's like old classic. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? You gotta chill. Um, I was wondering what are some of your favorite songs at the moment? Like what's come out this year that you've been obsessed with? I think I both we share one. The McGee album is like
Okay,
massive for both of us.
that is definitely bonerific for me.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Okay.
Oh, that's a bit much.
I get it.
What else have I been listening to this year? I've been listening to. Sorry, I
Feeble
need to
Little
check it. I think
Horse.
like
That one is that the record?
Feeble Little Horse. Yeah, that one's like I like that album a lot. I'm
Mm.
just checking through my YouTube like music as well. Obviously, shout out Not Like Us by Kendrick
Yeah,
Lamar.
that song is fucking crazy.
Weird track, but this song by Baby Mint called like Hello Kitty Balakari Hello Kitty, like that shit is insane.
Yeah, right.
Olivia Rodrigo's Guts, I fucking play that a lot. Scrappy Yard by Quadeca.
Do you have a favorite instrumental? I like when I was listening to that album specifically, I was like, okay. I mean, I don't mind him like when he's like rapping or whatever, but he's like production is pretty insane. Do you have a favorite beat off that album?
It would have to either be like Dust Cutter or Texas Blue. I don't know. I think Quadeca's album is probably my favorite album of the year so far.
Wow, really?
That and Guts, but I think Guts came out in 2023, right?
Yeah, I think it came out last year. What artists do you think will skyrocket in popularity? Like, who's kind of in the underground right now that you think in the next 10 years is going to be absolutely gigantic?
I think if you asked me this last year, I would have said Gene Dawson. So this is the weird thing, right? I'm actually, ever since I started making music, I've actually been way less, not the latest sounds, but more like the up and coming artists. But I'd say like probably right now for me, still Gene Dawson because he's still relatively underground. Like he's not that big. I mean, he has a song with SZA, but yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he's like well known in the industry, but he's just like, I feel like he's gonna find something that's gonna help him translate to like a lot of audiences without sacrificing his kind of what makes him cool for his fans. You know what I mean? It's like I feel like a lot of people take that route.
Yeah, I think him and Quadeca would probably blow up. Quadeca has a very big potential. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's true too. He just like, it's one of those things where I think because it kind of starts, I think there's like an artist pipeline where it starts like you just like making music and you blow up on a minimal scale, and then you kind of like, Quadeca's really had this incredibly ambitious past 3 years, right? Where he's like, I want to make the best album ever. It's kind of the McGee thing where it's like, he talked about this, it's like making music that should have always existed. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds like it's always existed, but it actually hasn't. All of those songs on that album sound like they could have come out like 40 years ago. You know what I mean? That's the thing I've noticed with every single project. I think you and I have really loved is like fine line between the experimental and like the pop feel that like is like the most interesting aspect of music. I feel like that's what we should all strive for, because like that's what makes classic albums. You know what I mean? I saw some comment on like JPEG Maffia's Veteran, and it was like, oh, this is a pop album, and then everyone was like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like legit though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's I see where he's coming from, but
Yeah.
but bro's album has no song structure, so it can't really just be a
but
pop album.
it doesn't have like pop song structure, but like every single thing, like everything else about it, like is kind of like his flows are kind of structured like that. The beats are weird, but they're not like, the rhythms aren't insane. They're like fucking, the drums on that, like it's a weird ass song, or like Germs, but like most of there's like hits on that album. The 1539 cover, you play that at like a party, people will be like, oh, this shit's lit.
Yeah, like if you play that like when Veteran dropped, like people would have given you like that classic like meme, like.
I just think the center of interest in music, like that's how things are pushed forward, because you have to have your ideas be digestible enough to reach an audience while also pushing, like that's what Sophie was like perfect about. Like literally perfect. Like she did it flawlessly. Like Vroom Vroom, that's a weird fucking song, but it's like so fucking catchy. And she like her legacy, like I feel like Charlie XCX is kind of carrying that right now, where she's like doing the really weird shit but like making it pop music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I agree with the whole like be weird but still be, well, not confined, but have the pop like element, and like as you said, like you need the pop thing to like bring eyes on it.
Yeah, and it's like working within the pop structure without sacrificing what makes you special as an individual artist. Like that's the goal. Or like even Slauson Malone, like, you know what I mean, like with him just using like Smile 6 or whatever, like using kind of just regular shit and making it like sound so weird, but it's like it makes sense. It's cool. Or like Frank Ocean, you know, like there's a million examples of people doing it. My next question is, who like the 3 people you dream to produce for?
Hard to answer. I've also realized that a lot of the artists that I like and look up to, they all produce their own shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Gene Dawson's up there. If I could produce for Dijon, that would mean like I'm insane already. But yeah, Dijon would be one of them.
But the thing about me with his last album is like, because it's been like 3 years since he dropped music, Dijon really is trying to expand conceptually with the next release. You can't really do the absolutely thing twice, where it's like, oh, we're all in my house and fucking like drinking a beer and making a song, you know what I mean? Like if he just did that again, that shit would be like, so I would be like, whatever, bro, like we get it, like, you know what I mean? But he's like, I think to me personally, like when I heard Coogie, I'm like, okay, he's kind of doing something different, but I feel like all the new stuff is gonna be like, I feel like he's in an actual studio this time, like making without kind of the crux of really low fidelity, which is like awesome and like really cool. And that's like another example of pop music being fucking weird. You can't do that again. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't think, I don't know. I guess I might be wrong when I say this, but I feel like the appeal to me, at least for Dijon, is that it sounds like I could make it in my room too.
Yeah. That's
I don't think his music's pop though. Like as much as like we want to,
for
like
real?
for real, yeah. I mean, besides the dress.
Talk Down. Yeah, Talk Down.
Talk Down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a banger. Oh, and also and you go again, hand
You
on
know,
what's
yeah,
the other guys? Yeah, I mean those songs are pop, but I don't know. I feel like
I like the country elements. Like probably my favorite song from that album is the Noah's highlight reel. With the where it's like it's
mm,
just like the really really nice, and then the just like the guys like talking over the verses, and then like the choruses are so beautiful. Slide guitar
to
on
me
that album is so awesome.
the instruments that like he picked on the album were insane. I think for me then my favorite is definitely Big Mom, especially the live version.
But yeah, yeah,
I think he's crazy. But yeah, I guess Dijon and Gene Dawson for
yeah.
now. And Boy Life. Oh, shout out Boy Life. I don't know if you know who Boy Life is.
I don't know. I don't know who Boy Life is.
It's like this Korean American artist.
Do you have any like long-term goals in music?
Long-term goals would probably be like definitely a full-time career in music.
Yeah.
I would be super happy if I could at least have a song that puts Malaysia on the map. I think
Yeah.
that would be really cool. Like I wouldn't when I say put Malaysia on the map, I don't mean like, oh, the song has to have like 1 billion streams, even though I'm sure like the Malaysian artist that already has 1 billion streams, right? It's just more like they look like someone like people from like America would look at Malaysia and be like, what the fuck? There's like a guy that's making weird ass music there.
Yeah.
Which like some of the artists I'm working with, like when I told them I'm from Malaysia, they're like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like there's an artist I'm working with right now. He's called Curse, CRSD. And the first time I sent him Beat Pack, he listened to it and he was like, where are you from? And I said I was from Malaysia. And the first thing he said to me was like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, why are you making beats like this and you're from Malaysia?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think in terms of like long-term goals, it's definitely that. The equivalent of getting a Grammy. I'm not too fussed if I don't get a Grammy, but like I want that kind of like recognition, I suppose.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I really want recognition. Like I desperately, like that's one of the things where I'm like, I feel like I really work hard and like I really want people to understand how much I appreciate music and like through my music, you know what I mean? Obviously the most important thing in my life at the moment, like it's everything revolves around it completely. The dream for me is to like, I can rock up to a studio or whatever and be there for like 14 hours and you just like make beats, like hang with producers, and then at the end of the day count everything up and then you have like a pack to send out to people. You know what I mean? Like that would be awesome to do that every day. It's like insane that people are able to do that.
100%. I think that's definitely, that sounds sick. I think another dream of mine would be to have like an estate, not like a huge one, like a nice house in like the jungle, and like every once in a while like artists and like producers would just like come into the house,
like a Rick Rubin Shangri-La.
Rick Rubin Shangri-La kind of thing.
Oh yeah, legit. What do you think drives you to create music?
It's just something I think even without the money, I would do it. I actually can't give you an answer because I just love to make stuff. I mean, inherently, I feel like humans are meant to create. In general, like human beings, like the one thing we're different with like animals is that we have creativity. I think even if it wasn't for music, I would definitely try and find like any other forms of creativity. When I was deciding to like start a career in music and like be serious about it, I actually had two thoughts, right? My one was like, would I be happy being 40 and still in my job but still making music, or would I want like, so I still had that thought, like even if I wasn't going to take music career like seriously, I would still be like, I'm still gonna make music even though I'm 40 and still making the same job. So yeah, I think I just love it too much. Like I would just make it.
Do you have a certain philosophy behind making music?
I don't think this differentiates me from a lot of people, but I feel like music producers that face the classic 8-bar loop problem, they can't get out of the 8-bar loop, is because they don't go into a session with an intention. I think that's how I separate from other people, but because a lot of my sessions, like I go in with an intention. And I've noticed that when sessions where I don't go in with an intention, like I don't make anything either. Having a purpose when I go into a session, like, oh, I'm gonna make a track that I'm given like a boundary, right? Where I'm like, okay, this is gonna be like kind of what it is. That's my philosophy. Intention. Yeah.
Do you have like songs specifically that you've heard throughout the last 5 years that really stick out to you as like the most important, or the ones that you've loved the most? Like, what are your favorite songs of the last 5 years?
I mean, I have to put Veteran in there. Top Tears for me is like the song that I'm just like, what the fuck? Someone took a pen clicker and made it into a hi-hat.
Oh my god.
And the way he like did that like melody, like
What the hell? Yeah, I don't know how you come up with that.
And then I think the way he switched between the singing and like the screaming, and I'm just like, wait, what the fuck
Yeah,
is
yeah,
going
yeah.
on? This is
And when
so
that
sick.
808 comes in, I was like,
Yeah,
holy shit. Yeah.
to me, Thug Tears was like a song that when I heard, I'm like, this is pop. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess
Yeah.
that's pop. Like that was like, I'm like, this is 2055 pop. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like it was so ahead of its time. Like it's still ahead of its time
Yeah.
even now. Sometimes.
What do you think is the most important thing you've learned throughout your whole journey with music?
This is gonna sound like cliche and like duh, but like consistency. Anything in life, right? If you want to get good at it, you have to be consistent at it.
Mm.
And you have to be consistently bad at it for 5 years before you start going like, oh, maybe I can do this.
Yeah. But it's funny because I feel like with music specifically, I thought I was good like 3 years ago. And I was like, that shit sucks. I listened back to my old stuff and like, what the hell was I thinking? This is such an awful idea. And at the time, I was like, yeah. Definitely within the last year though, that's when I'm like, oh no, okay, that's like actually a good idea. As opposed to just like throwing shit at the wall and then being like, what the fuck? 200%. Well, that's kind of my last question. So I really appreciate your time and doing this interview with me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Genzi, for having me.
Thank you so much for watching. As always, at Gency Jack, DM me. Let's get to work. I am willing to bust my ass in order to help you make the vision you have for a song a reality. Thank you so much. Have a good one.